No one wants to impose measures unless absolutely essential. So it made sense to focus initially on the areas where the disease was surging and not to shut businesses, pubs and restaurants in parts of the country where incidence was low. And even though we are so much better prepared than before, with stockpiles of PPE and ventilators, the Nightingales on standby and 13,000 more nurses than last year, I'm afraid the virus is doubling faster than we could conceivably add capacity. And if the House asks me, Mr. Speaker, what is the exit strategy, what is the way out, let me be as clear as I can. The way out is to get the R down now, to beat this autumn surge, and to use this moment to exploit the medical and technical advances we are making to keep it low.
Mr. Speaker, the central lesson from the first wave of this virus was that if you don't act early and decisively, the cost will be far worse. More people will lose their jobs, more businesses will be forced to close, and tragically, more people will lose their loved ones. The Prime Minister and the Chancellor failed to learn this lesson. As a result, this lockdown will be longer than it needed to be, at least 4 weeks. It will be harder. We've just missed half term, and the human cost will be higher. The reality is that the two pillars of the Prime Minister's strategy, the £12 billion track and trace and regional restrictions, have not only failed to stop the second wave, they've been swept away by it. At every stage, the Prime Minister has been too slow, behind the curve. At every stage, he's pushed away challenge, ignored advice, and put what he hoped would happen ahead of what is happening. At every stage, he's overpromised and underdelivered. Rejecting the advice of his own scientists for 40 days was a catastrophic failure of leadership and of judgment. The Prime Minister now needs to explain to the British people why he failed to act and to listen for so long.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to the right honourable gentleman for supporting these measures, and I think he's right to do so. But I make absolutely no apology, whatever, for doing my level best, our level best as a government, to avoid going back into a national lockdown with all the damage that entails for people's livelihoods, for people's mental health, for jobs across this country. In my view, he should stop continually knocking NHS test and trace, because we need people to self-isolate. And if there is one criticism that I accept many criticisms, but the one thing I do think that we need to get right is we need to see people self-isolating to a greater extent than they currently are. And it would be good if people across this House could therefore back and support NHS test and trace, because it is absolutely vital.